Hello and welcome to the Highland HOEDOWN. This is a Let's Play of Civilization 6 where I'm playing as the Inca on Deity difficulty. I'm on the new Highlands map type. Secret Society is on, the Tech and Civic Shuffle mode is on, the Disaster Intensity is set to 3, and I've made one more change, which is that every civ that cares about hills and mountains is in this game to celebrate the new Highlands map. Scotland's in here because you can't play on Highlands without Scotland, I mean come on. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into things here. So of all of these leaders, first of all, I just picked them all and then I picked the one that I wanted to play the most, and the one that I wanted to play the most was the Inca. The Inca is one of my favorite civs. They were also one of my favorite civs in Civ 5 because just the terrace farms, the idea of using your hills for farms is kind of interesting to me, and you get such good yields. Like, not gonna lie, the Inca are a pretty easy civ to play with. They're one of the more powerful civs, if you ask me. I mean, they're start dependent, of course. So it's kind of hard to rank civs in terms of power level. If you can take the civs that are reliably strong and say, okay, yeah, this is stronger than others in practically every case. The Inca would be very weak in some situations, but when they get everything that they want, namely a really good hill start, they can be very, very powerful. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's why I picked a Highland map type. I mean, I was going to pick, basically any of those civs would have been very powerful as well. I was thinking about Bull Moose Teddy. Getting that extra science and extra culture from breathtaking tiles would be amazing, but I think we could do something similar with Earth Goddess. I'm kind of actually leaning for a diplomatic victory this time, because we've got good contenders in other categories. Looks like we're on a continent split, and this start is actually pretty good. Now for other civs, this might not be great because you're on plains, and one of the big disadvantages of plains is you don't have enough food to grow your city very quickly. So I think I'm going to move over to this food tile. If I were any other civ, I would probably do this anyway. But the reason I'm doing this for the Inca is that you can build farms on hill tiles, and terrace farms are very good. I'll show you when I get this improvement. For now, I don't want to settle on a hill because I don't want to quash one of my terrace farms. So we're actually going to go settle on flat land. That'll barely improve that tile. Oh, and we actually also found a geothermal fissure. I suppose I should have moved my warrior before I checked. Let me just double check to make sure there's nothing down here. Okay, so the other potential setup might have been on the amber, because you can't put a terrace farm on a resource, but the fact that there's a mountain here means that wouldn't have been very good. So we'll settle our capital on this flat land, and I'm going to immediately open with a builder, because these tiles are pretty bad. Like, we're working a 2-1 tile, which is one of the worst tiles that you can work. You really want 2-2 tiles. Anything better than 2-2, 2 food, 2 production, then you're golden. I'm going to go for pottery, I think, because that will give me a reveal on 2 techs, and that also, I guess it's pretty even between pottery and animal husbandry. Animal husbandry might have a little bit more, but I might actually need the housing from the granary. So I'm going to unlock the granary sooner than the horses. There's not very many spots where we could have horses in the capital, although revealing where horses are might affect my settling decisions. I think I just talked myself into animal husbandry, so let's do that. I'm going to scout with my warrior a little bit because I'm skipping an early scout. This looks like a pretty decent settle down here. Again, I didn't talk about aqueducts yet, but you really want to build terrace farms next to your mountains, because as the Inca, you can work mountains. Your mountains get 2 production and then 1 food for every adjacent terrace farm. So terrace farms are really important to your economy and making the most use out of all of your tiles. Terrace farms also get a bonus for being adjacent to the aqueduct district if they're off of water. So these here, these would get, I'll explain it in a minute. I'm going to keep exploring. But basically, this is a really good aqueduct site, and these are good terrace farms to go around it. And it's on fresh water, so there's lots of love with this city settle. You can work the bananas immediately. Maybe the wheat, but that gives us, no, we have to settle on this side because we want this aqueduct here. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to add the pin right there. All right. So once we finish our builder, then we'll build a couple terrace farms and we'll be in business. For now, we have just kind of a slow start. We have to deal without a scout. So I'm gonna swing my warrior around a little bit to see what's up here. I really wish I could have a scout, but you can't get everything you want. I'll probably follow up with a scout because I need to see what all this land is. Some pretty interesting land over here, like maybe another city can go right here and then an aqueduct. But of course, if you settle the city that doesn't have any housing, you probably have to buy a granary in it in order to get the aqueduct alive, but then we can get the benefit of 2 terrace farms here. Or maybe even down here. Like, that's not a hill. Maybe like right on the bananas, like settle a city here, and then put an aqueduct here, and then that benefits all of these. That could be really good. I'll make those decisions later. I need to actually play a little bit faster. So animal husbandry is done. We found bronze working and sailing. I'm looking for astrology because I want to see if I can get an early religion. You can get a lot of faith in a game with the Inca if you pick Earth Goddess because you get a lot of breathtaking tiles. Okay, so we're going to build our terrace farms. Just to finish the thought, I'm probably going to go for a diplomatic victory, and if you're going for a diplomatic victory, founding a religion lets you build one of the wonders that gives you diplomatic victory points. So that's just my prior. I'm going to immediately follow up with a scout. We would like to get another city as quickly as we can too. So here, we've got a 1-2 tile, 1 food, 2 production. It's next to 2 mountains, so if I put a terrace farm, it'll get +3 food. And then because it's adjacent to water, it'll also get 1 production. Now, if it were adjacent to an aqueduct, it'd get +2 production instead, but still 4 food, 3 production on turn 14 of the game. That's pretty freaking good. Especially because we can follow that up with another broken tile. So Code of Laws is done. It looks like foreign trade is the way to go just because there are more nodes coming off of it. Yeah, I don't really need anything from state workforce. Maybe the governor title would be cool, but whatever. We'll get foreign trade. It's already boosted too, so that'll show us what else we can get for the ancient era. I'm going to go and see what's on this side because it looks like there's a river here, so I'm scouting out my second settle. We want to cross the river before we make any concrete decisions there. I think I'll take discipline just in case. The number of times I've been burned by not having discipline in is so high. It's a little bit conservative because you don't get this experience on the scouts, but that really doesn't matter all that much. I think I'm going to stand on this tile just to see a little farther. Oh, there's a goodie hut over here. Yeah, there's some actually pretty interesting land over here. I kind of like the idea of an aqueduct right here because there are 4 hills here that could benefit from it, which kind of puts me settling right here. This is also pretty defensive. Alternatively, I could settle on this tile, build an aqueduct right here, and then have all of these be terrace farms as well. I'll figure that out later. We're for now gonna claim that goodie hut. Build another terrace farm here, and now we've gone from one of the worst starts that you could have to a pretty awesome start. Just from an early builder. Oh, we also met La Venta, which is next to here. That might mean that if I settle on them, I don't get a couple of these tiles. I don't know. If I settle over on this tile, then I might be able to fit another city between these. So I can have like 3 cities through here. And that could be very good. Maybe even a 4th city up here. Alright, I'm going to send my scout north. And since I'm behind, I might want to go double scout. Just 3 turns to get a little more information about this side of the map. Seems like a good trade. I have 1 more charge on my builder, but I don't have any terrace farms on my border. And I'm actually, in a couple turns, I'll grow my borders. This terrace farm is not of high priority because it's not next to water. This terrace farm is of good priority, but I'd have to chop the woods first, so I need to learn mining. Oops, I already moved him. I need to learn mining, and then I'd still need to build another builder. So I think I might actually just go improve the wheat tile. Actually, no, I'm going to save it for the amber. That's a better play. So we got 40 gold from our goodie hut. That's great. And we also found the Void Singers, which is excellent because we're planning on having a strong faith economy this time. We have a governor title. I don't really feel like committing to Pingala just yet. Although Pingala can be very good for science and for culture, and we're going to have very tall cities. Magnus is also an interesting choice, because I do have a lot of chops in this area. I feel like I can push it. I'm going to explore with my warrior a little bit more. I haven't seen any barbarians. There's no real threat, although I don't know what's over here. But the fact that I'm building another scout means I have a little bit more defense. I can at least like chase barbarians away. Chase the barbarian scouts away, that is, before they find my borders. Alright, I'm going to stand on this tile. Just going to see what's beyond this mountain pass and then probably come back home. Alright, we're going to send this scout in this direction. This scout's going to come up here, and it's definitely time to get a settler. I'm actually a little bit late on a settler. Still, have I found... Yeah, I still haven't found holy sites. I'm going to take mining because it's cheaper than these. I'm trying to find astrology. so I can put down a holy site. This is actually a pretty good holy site up here. I didn't say. This is a +3 holy site, and it's not on a terrace farm, so there's nothing wrong with putting a district there. Generally speaking, putting districts on places... Oh, that's the wrong person to scout with. Generally speaking, putting districts on terrace farms is bad. There's the Matterhorn. So we found the Hermetic Order. Okay, so now that I have 2 promotions, it is kind of a no-brainer to take Pingala and put him in the capital and also appoint him for... I kind of want the... culture bonus so I can get to my tier 1 government faster. I think that's probably better than anything else I could do in the science. Although, going for that science helped me find astrology. So yeah, if I want a religion, I'm going to pick researcher here. Kind of ironic. The Tech and Civic Shuffle had me pick the thing that didn't get me to political philosophy faster. There's Korea. So let's go ahead and send her a delegation. And that does mean that I should probably forward settle her and try to cut off some of this land. I do like the idea of settling on water as opposed to off of water. For your second city, you really want to make sure that it's on water and it can get some housing so it can grow and work these good tiles. I'm kind of thinking like this right here. Because she's going to be mad at us for not having strong science economy very much. As a matter of fact, I'm going to send her 100 gold. And I'm going to connect that amber as quickly as I can, mining in 5 turns, and I'll trade the amber to her, and so we'll have maintain a friendly relationship. But I'm going to settle here in the mountains, which is more defensive. I don't know what these tiles are, but I think I'll be able to make do with just like an aqueduct right here. This is a really strong aqueduct, even though it is a good tile as well. I can always work the tile before I place the aqueduct, but then this aqueduct gives me a bunch of good terrace farms. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I really want the aqueduct to benefit terrace farms that are not connected to water. So maybe the aqueduct could go right there, or maybe I should settle right here. Settle right here, and then build the terrace or the aqueduct right here, which benefits these 3 terrace farms. I mean, it's not ideal, but I don't think anything is ideal. And that cuts me off from another city over here if I so choose. But I do pick up the tiles as opposed to... Get indecisive again. Well, I'll make that decision in 5 turns. I could also come settle the Matterhorn instead, but I really like the idea of forward settling Korea. Alright. This builder's going to sleep for a few turns. In 5 turns I'll have a settler and mining, so I'll wake him up then. I'm going to actually just park this settler here for now, because for all I know this is a mountain pass that's fully continuous, and she won't be able to sneak around me. So this sort of makes sure that this land is mine. There's a T tile here, which is good. Like settling on the T, give me two tiles to work, and then a terrace farm here. That's interesting. I kind of like crossing the river, but I'm going to actually go explore around the Matterhorn and see. Okay. Okay, so lots of hills over here. There's also a coastal city. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I could settle it right here. That would get me away from the Matterhorn, and then I would only have 1 city to work the Matterhorn tiles. But I mean, we're gonna probably go pretty tall anyway, so maybe settling on the freshwater here makes sense too. So like here, and then I could put, well, I can't really put a good aqueduct. I guess aqueducts have to come from freshwater or mountains. They can't come from coast, so that's not possible. I need an aqueduct in the city because we really want aqueducts. So I'll settle coastally probably, and I'll probably put my aqueduct right here. That aqueduct benefits all 3 of these terrace farms and gives them some really good production. This terrace farm won't have enough food, but it'll be fine. Yeah, this is fine. This is pretty good. And then I could also build like a campus over here. I could also build a campus on this tile for this city, especially if I'm not using it for a terrace farm. I kind of like that idea. If I settle the city here, then I won't really have to use these 2 mountains. If I settle the city here, I kind of want to use both of these mountains, so I need to buy this tile. Although having that many good tiles in a city, that kind of justifies having another city over here. If I move this over, then I can squeeze in another city. I think I will move it over. Yeah, the aqueduct is a little bit worse, but I can just delay the aqueduct. The reason the aqueduct is worse is because all of my terrace farms are going to be on water, so they don't get as much of a production bonus from the aqueduct. But then that also allows me to place my campus immediately if I decide I want to go for a campus. Or a holy site, maybe. I'm still uncommitted about what victory condition I'm going to go for. All I know is I'm playing slow. There's foreign trade. So I like the idea of early empire. I think we'll probably boost early empire at some point. But the colonization card will help me settle some of this land. I have a lot of land to settle, and I think I have the production to do it pretty quickly too. So 1 more turn. I'm going to go ahead and wake him up and skip his turn just to make sure that I don't lose him. Or that I don't forget. So I still want God King to work towards my Pantheon. There's mining completed. Somebody built the Great Bath. There's a research. Oh, we found astrology. Oh, I guess we actually found astrology when we discovered the Matterhorn, but I wasn't paying attention. So I could settle this city next, but this city's basically mine. I want to come forward, settle Korea, and I think I've waffled about where to settle. I'm gonna call it there. That's gonna be the settle. I'm not gonna think about that anymore. We need to produce another settler. We actually need to produce a trader as well. So in 4 turns, I'll get astrology. I can get a trader down. So let's take a trader. And then we'll place our holy site, build our holy site, and then we'll probably build a shrine and then get our second city. We can build a mine here, so there's craftsmanship and the wheel. Let's go ahead and see if she can... Yeah, she'll trade us for the amber, 6 gold per turn. That's pretty good, especially for the ancient era. That's our entire economy, basically. We double GDP. Look at that. It's a really good year. Let's vote for that guy for president again, right? Alright, there's the owls. So we have another governor title. I kind of like the idea of picking Pingala culture because we need to get to our... Yep, we're going to do it. It's just really strong. And you can get the benefit of Magnus. Like, Magnus has some clear benefits, but nothing is as powerful as getting 3 culture per turn at this stage of the game. We're getting blocked from getting to see what's over here. This might be a throughput, so like this is even more land that's mine. It's kind of cool. I'm not seeing any AIs. I mean, there's Korea down here, but we've successfully cut her off. Let's go ahead and trade with Gwangju. So it's going to improve. We want at least a nothing there. Green smiley would be better. There's a big desert here. I think I'm going to back home. I'm going to see if there's more settles up here. Well, is there a point to that? I mean, I kind of know that this land is mine. If there's another player up here, then maybe. But it feels sort of like this is the edge of the... Yeah, this is definitely the edge of the map. So the idea that a player would be up here is a little bit dumb. I'm going to just keep exploring over here. Meanwhile, I really want more information about what's up here and what's over here to direct my settles. So 1 more turn for astrology. I'm going to dump a turn into a settler. Actually, I am going to see if I can see what's up here first. See if there's another player. Oh my gosh, Bologna, get out of the way. You're not even a very good city-state for me. I mean, I guess you'd be okay. Like, maybe this... District of building for a platform great person of their type. That's really good for a culture game, but we're not really culture-oriented this time. I'm going to take the +3 holy site. I mean, it will flood, but who cares? We'll get the major benefit of the holy site well before it floods. Gosh. Writing could give me the campus, and I could place the campus early. or bronze working could reveal iron on the map. I think I'd rather reveal the campus and hold off on encampments just to make sure that the cost to my districts is kind of low. I don't really plan to need the iron for any particular reason. I'm not going to war with anybody. There's a sea over here. So maybe I could actually have my empire stretch all the way out to the sea. That would be kind of cool. That is a pretty good city. You know, we settle on the plains that we work the horses and then make an aqueduct here. Well, we don't really need the aqueduct there. We can just make terrace farms. And I mean, it's not the best one that we have, but it's pretty good. Is there a reef for a campus? There is a campus down here if I buy all the way out to it, but that's a +3 campus, which isn't bad. And then, you know, there are so many other better, higher quality settles that I don't need to worry about that one. Like this one, I could settle on the geothermal fissure, put the campus right here, it's a +3 campus, or put it here. I don't know. I'm thinking too far ahead. We need to finish our holy site. We're getting blocked. We're not going to be able to see what's up there for a while, I guess. Maybe if I snake through. I'm going to come see what's south because Bologna is being annoying. I guess we hard build irrigation because I don't want to farm this resource, especially if I'm going to be placing a district down, but I really don't need it. I have a bunch of food surplus from other tiles. Like, we're working 2 tiles only have 1 food, and we're still going to grow the capital. That's awesome. So I'm thinking I'll probably settle my second city, and then maybe get the holy site down, grab another settler, and call it there. Ancient Era ends in 7 turns. Where's the Ancient Era gone? I mean, I guess I have all that I needed to have. I mean, I'm exploring the land, I've gotten a second settle, I'm working towards a religion. Another thing about the holy site is you have to put a holy site adjacent to a woods if you want to get your diplomatic victory points. We're going to have -1 loyalty per turn. I don't know if we can manage. Okay, last chance. Is this the right place? 3 tiles away from this. Plenty of tiles away from this. 3 tiles away from, say, this. Or this. I like this one. You do get +2 from each adjacent aqueduct. So if I build an aqueduct here and an aqueduct here, then this terrace farm gets +4. So like this could be a cool city. Or do I want another city in the mountains down here? Well, this is Korea. This is the periphery of our empire. But if I settle here, then I could potentially put another city in there. I might not ever get around to this city because it's not as good as some other ones that I see. Like the Matterhorn is more priority. It's a higher priority. There's 1 Nuku. I'm going to take off that aqueduct for a second. As a matter of fact, this is a better aqueduct, right? It would benefit 4 terrace farms. And 2 of them are off, or I guess 1 of them's off water. I don't know. I'm going nuts over these aqueducts. I'm not going to build another holy site in this city. I'm just going to follow this up with a builder because we need to build terrace farms in here and get some good tiles. I mean, get some amazing tiles, rather. We're going to have good tiles to work, but why work good tiles when you get amazing tiles? That volcano's about to blow. We're going to just step around that. Alright, there's our +3 holy site. We're officially working towards a religion. 4 turns for a shrine seems awful cheap, especially because we're just starting out the great person race and we're actually in a race. Someone is earning 1 great profit point per turn. So that shrine will help us secure our religion a little bit faster, so I'll probably get the shrine, sneak out a settler, and then pray. We found political philosophy. It's way out of the way. I mean, I guess craftsmanship is good. In a couple turns, we'll get our Pantheon as well. I can swap out the God King card. I guess I forgot to change over to political philosophy. I should have done that. I probably should not have finished Early Empire, especially because I didn't get the boost for Early Empire. That was a kind of a mistake. But now we're going to go off of God King and we're going to put into Urban Planning. I'm going to keep the Discipline card in. I'm not worried about the loyalty situation over in Wanuku. She's still mad. She doesn't remember at all that I sent her favorable trade route. Let's give her 100 gold again. Not ideal, but I mean, if I can secure friendship with her, then I don't have to worry about her. Okay, so now she's in the neutral. She can't accept. Yeah, there's a +10. We're not going to declare our society because, yeah, she's owls, and we're not going to be owls. So we want to be friends before we declare our society. We definitely want to go for Earth Goddess. Let me just double check to make sure that's right with the appeal lens. Oh yeah, look at all this dark green. No dark green in Manuku, that's a little bit disappointing, but so much dark green in the capital. We're taking Earth Goddess. That's the end of that discussion. If you see dark green, take Earth Goddess. I mean, look at these yields now. These are tiles that we were already working. I don't want to work the geothermal fissure. What are you doing? I guess I do want to work the... I think I'd rather grow than work the science. Well, no, it's 2 production. Yeah, this is the right tile. Hard to argue with the game when it makes the right decision for you. I guess I have to try to sneak past this because I want to see what's down here. Like, particularly water settles, to see if there's anything over here, if this continues on or what. I could get the kill on the scout, actually. That would prevent the scout from potentially noticing me. There might be a camp up here somewhere. We'll finish the shrine, and then we'll call that a day. We'll finish the ancient era, which is, I guess, the same thing. Shout out to everybody who's been watching my content. Thank you very much. It's really rewarding to hear people are interested in the things that I do. Shipbuilding might be nice because I do have that water. Because that allows all land units to embark. And I don't have to go for sailing first. It's just like, it's right there. And it doesn't reveal another district. And it gets me into the classical era, which this might be something I might want. Versus just revealing iron on the map and raising the cost of districts. I don't need the iron. Let's get shipbuilding. What was I saying? Yeah, shout out to all the people who are taking a liking to my content. It really means a lot. I do know that about 75% of the people who watch my content are not subscribed to my channel, so go ahead and do that, please. It really helps me out. Yeah, I'm going to call it here. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like the channel, and as I've mentioned, please subscribe. That's all for now. I'll see you next time. Bye.